Yo, what's good? It's your man MikeO from Let's Talk About It. So let's talk about it. First off, hit that subscribe button, like, comment. Love to hear from you. So we got a big fight coming on in a couple hours. We got Deontay Wilder that's fighting Joseph Parker, and we got Anthony Joshua that's fighting Otto Wallin. Now, the fight in itself tonight would appear to be two easy wins for Wilder and Joshua. However, what makes this fight important is both fighters have to win and they have to come out unscathed. And if that happens on March 9th, RIP Biggie, they get to have a super fight between the two fighters with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. But again, both have to win, both have to come out uninjured. So I expect both Joshua and Wilder to win these fights. A little more worried about Anthony Joshua because I do question his endurance and his chin. I think Wilder has that one punch, that one hitter quitter. So I expect a knockout from him. I do expect Joshua to win, but I am worried about his stamina and his chin. Now, what's really good about tonight is they are showcasing, a few heavyweights, and we got a super light heavyweight fight that we'll get into. So I'm gonna just go down a couple predictions. There's a lot of fights on this card, but I'm only gonna cover the ones that I feel that are gonna be the most interesting. So one fight that I'm interested in is the Daniel Dubois and Gerald Miller. Now, Dubois is a fighter who just recently lost to Usyk. He did get knocked out by Usyk. So I do already question his chin going up against Gerald Miller. Now, Dubois is 19 and 0, or excuse me, 19 and 2 with 18 knockouts. So he got hands. But so does Gerald Miller, who's 26 and 0 with one draw. One draw I do mention, that draw, I want to mention that it happened early off in his career, like fourth, fifth fight. So he's undefeated fighter, had huge success since that draw. Now, Dubois is a bigger fighter, surprisingly, with fast hands. And you could pretty much say the same with Gerald Miller. But I think what's going to occur is, although I think both have speed and agility for bigger fighters, I think that Gerald Miller's gonna knock him out. I do expect Dubois to get his back dirty, and I think it's gonna probably happen in about the seventh and eighth round. So one fight that I'm interested in watching, I don't think it'll be necessarily a entertaining fight, but I am interested in seeing Makhmudov. He's fighting this guy Ajit Kabel. I'm sure I'm destroying these words, so bear with me. However, Makhmudov is 18 and 0. I'm interested in seeing how he performs, and I really want to start trying to pay more attention to this guy. He's a bigger Russian, very tall, long arms. Reminds me kind of a Klitschko, minus the jabs that the Klitschkos would do, but looks like power in both hands. So I am interested in seeing what he does tonight, and I do expect a knockout from him. Now, one of the matches that I'm most excited to see is the return of Dmitry Bivol. Now, he is facing Lyndon Arthur, who probably is going to get knocked out. I predict probably around in the fourth. I plan to see Arthur get knocked out. Now, part of the problem is, looking at Arthur in some of his fights, he relies heavily on his right hand. He sets up the jab, the left jab followed by a right. He does that constantly in his fights, and I expect him to try to do the same against Dmitry. However, I think what will happen is that Dmitry is going to smother Arthur, and neutralize his jab, and he's just going to work the body with the hooks, the right, left hooks. Dmitry all his punches are power punches. So I do expect him to walk right through Arthur. This should be a easy fight for him, but a win nonetheless. He's gonna keep his title, and hopefully he'll call out some fighters and see who'll step up to the plate. I am interested in seeing what kind of work he gets coming 2024. So those are pretty much the highlight fights that I did want to speak on. Again, it's a huge card tonight. Lots of fighters on the undercard. Again, main event fights, both have to win. It is mandatory that both win and come out unscathed. If that happens, we get to see Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, March 9th. So again, subscribe, follow, comment. Until next time, I'm out.